because they reduced the vote of Labour Party presidential candidate. I must tell you the truth. He did more than 341,000 in Delta State. And you don't rig if you're not popular. But what was happening was that the rigging was done in places where people were cowed, not because they were popular. They will say, the presiding officers will tell you they don't have the codes to upload the results. Where they could allocate votes, they allocated votes. And this cash thing was another factor, because there was a commissioner from this area that had a lot of cash. And we didn't know where he got cash from, because most of us were even paying our agents by transfer. And so people were voting and were collecting 1,500 naira, as low as 1,500 naira for one vote. It was that bad. And, PDP did it shamefully. I mean, shamelessly. And, that's a party I belonged to before now. You know how passionate I was about the PDP. I spoke about this party. I was the only one that stood for this party, apart from Shegu Show Me in 2015 when they lost the elections. But you see, what Okowa has done is that a vote of no confidence has been passed on Okowa. Because you see, when I sat with him and there were certain things we discussed, he acted like an emperor during the primaries. And it was a result of being an emperor was what he has gotten by the rejection that he got as a vice presidential candidate and being on the ticket with Atiku. It was actually a shame. And I mean, that's the lowest ebb the governor can get to with what has happened in Delta State. And at the local level, the rigging was what we didn't think was going to go on. I mean, how can you say that the candidate for the PDP is more popular than Okowa and getting over 20,000 votes? I'm already in the tribunal, and these things I'm going to prove. Because if you go to the IREV upload that they have done now, they've uploaded 311 results for the Ndokwa-Okwani federal constituency. I already have thousands of votes there. This is by INEC, and that was not even given to me on the EC 8D results, which was the returning results. But I can't give you much facts about it because I'm already at the tribunal and I shouldn't give those details, because those are the details that we're going to use as evidence at the tribunal.
All right, so you are in the tribunal right now. You just talked about rigging and all of that. Can you share with us in detail what type of proof you have at this moment?
Okay, let me give you an example. Like Uchi, for example. Uchi is in Ndokwa East. Uchi is a very long distance from Abo. You get to Molu first, you get to Akarayi, Umuti before you get to Uchi, before you get to Akarayi, Titi, Akarayi, Obodo. These are areas that are very remote. What they did was that they didn't use beavers in those areas. They didn't even go on incident form, because, incident forms have been outlawed. So what they did was they just ticked on the voters register and allocated votes to the candidates. And because there was no strength of resistance, I must confess, from our supporters there who were cowed, they couldn't resist those results that were announced by INEC. Then in urban areas, for example, where they knew that they couldn't allocate the votes immediately, they did not, because they saw that the results were not uploaded. Most of the presiding officers will tell you that they didn't have the codes to upload. That was a lie. By the time we found out that it was a lie, was when they actually got to the area where the results were being put together. And they actually changed figures. Figures were changed. We have the proofs. We have our from ECAT results. ECAT are the results that are given to you at the polling unit. These are results that we are going to present before the tribunal. I'm happy they have the IREV. A lot of the results, they couldn't change in the areas we resisted, but the areas we did not resist were changed. And it's a shame. It's actually a shame what happened on the 25th of February 2023, yes.
Okay, you said that you believe that the Labour Party candidate had more votes than what INEC declared.
Yes, he did. Because in Okwani, for example, the electoral officer refused to upload the presidential results. She was compromised. She did not even upload the House of Rep results even before we left. My Director General recovered the beavers, Evans Ekwebelem. He recovered the beavers machine from Unit 10. In Ward 9, my area of strength. She refused to accept the results even after the beavers had been recovered and given to her. She sent me a message telling me, she's happy we recovered her beavers, but she cancelled that unit. She was completely compromised. I was so disappointed in her. I actually thought she had spent a lot of time with INEC, and I got to meet her before that time because she met all the candidates, and I thought she was going to do what was right. Well, you see, I have a lot of experience in tribunal matters. Steve, I must tell you the truth. I ran in 2003 and I ran in I went all the way to the appeal court. And I'm going, and I mean, PDP was my party, and I know a lot about it. They know I know a lot about the PDP, and it would be a tall order for them to win this case at the tribunal. The elections will be nullified, and I can assure you to be nullified, because what happened was a sham. There wasn't anything that we could present as results.
Okay.
I mean, PDP got
all right.
In the president.
Okay, Kenny, where I was going with that question was, does that mean that what happened on the 25th will be an indication of what might happen for Ken Pella, the Labour Party candidate for the governorship on Saturday, in an election where you have Sheriff from PDP, Omo Agege of APC, and Great Ogboru of ABGA? Can you project into what is likely?
Ken Pella didn't campaign. I'll tell you that what happened on the 25th was a combination of APC, PDP, Accord, and Labour. That was the votes that Obi got. Anybody telling you that APC didn't vote for Obi is lying, or PDP didn't vote for Obi is lying, or Accord didn't vote for PDP is lying. For Labour Party is lying. You know, this was it was a mutual thing that everybody had passed a vote of no confidence on Okowa being the president. I'm saying this because he doesn't. I have no reason not to say, because he was warned about the way he went about acting as an emperor. I've said it again during the primaries of the PDP, being the leader of the party. People have left the party in groans because of him. And Ken Pella didn't campaign, so I don't see how Ken Pella will resonate with Deltans in the coming elections. Sheriff is a friend of mine, I won't deny it. But I told Sheriff, I said, whatever votes you're going to get to be on your honor and on your person, and not because of Senator Ifeanyi Okowa. Obioma again is resonating with Deltans today, because you can't remove the fact that, one, he is the deputy Senate president, and secondly, he has had a lot of experience in terms of having served as an executive assistant to the former governor of the state, and has been his secretary to government here. Yes, there have been campaign of calumny against him and against the Sheriff, but they're both front runners. And, you know, wherever the elections is going to go, for Sheriff, he has to distance himself from Okowa, that's the truth. But for Obioma Agege, he has to maybe up his game in Delta North, but he proved himself because he won the 2 senatorial seats in the Delta South and Delta Central. And that is not a feat that you can sweep under the carpet.
All right. Well, you've talked about these 3 great parties, the Labour Party, the PDP, as well as the APC. What about the governorship candidate for your party? What do you think his chances are? And you've been quoted as saying that the people of Delta have rejected Governor Okowa in droves. I'd love for you to reanalyze that, because I mean a lot of people will disagree with you as well on that.
Nobody can disagree with me. Oji, you must agree that I was one person that was a member of the Presidential Campaign Council before even Dr. Okowa became the governor of Delta State, of PDP. I played a very strong role in being one of the leading lights in propagating PDP when the likes of Dino had left the party, when the likes